Okay, so if you're just barely watching this, do stick around because the interest of the conversation may or may not increase on your behalf. Part of the reason why I'm saying this is because it will allow me to know what may be of interest to you guys, alongside with your guys' comments in the live chat, alongside with the comments down below. In the meantime, I do need to message a friend who is going to start joining me in on these live streams once a week or once every other week. So give me a moment. I will be back up and running in just momentarily. Okay, so with that being said, you're going to be hearing some noises. That's because I'm at work. And as of now, the noises you're going to be hearing is me working on some rooms that need to get taken care of. So yeah, give me a moment. I've got to go grab one thing. Alright, gotta get that going. Also, with this turned off. Let's see, let's turn you off from this because no one's watching it. Alright, so now that I'm back, I'm gonna try to go as long as possible with this stream. Now, typically I know the idea of having to not talk much about anything, this live stream may end up changing that. A few things to keep in mind that may be proving useful is conversation topics that may be becoming a thing with a friend of mine. Yeah, I hear you, hush. Anyways. Alright. To get you put back where you're supposed to go. Now, a few things to keep in mind. My stress level has been a bit high, and I'm trying to get that down into control. One way I'm doing that is just trying to do some breathing techniques. One thing I've been thinking about doing with some of these live streams is, and I've mentioned this before, but the idea, do I have my plug on me because my tablet's getting low on battery? Yes, I do. Yeah, you're gonna also kind of hear me move my tablet around a few times, so beware that is gonna be the case for a good little while. But to give an idea of what's gonna change, I'll give a little more of an idea of what's gonna change is the pace in my live streams. So this week is going to be a pretty busy week, one of which being the fact that I'm going to be attending a funeral tomorrow for a family member, of which happens to be one that lives lived to be 96. And I may have mentioned this at least once before in a previous live stream. And it's hard. I get it. If you're one to lose loved ones, why do people not know how to leave these alone and not have them backwards? It makes absolutely no sense to me. As y'all can clearly tell, my ADHD is starting to kick in with annoyances and frustration. Now, comments that you guys utilize or post in the chat, I won't be able to see because I'm not going to be directly in front of my tablet. However, I do have a friend who's going to be considered to be a moderator, who I'm hoping will be open to the idea of being the comment reader. Now, I can't promise that we'll get to every one of your comments, but I guarantee that we'll do our very best to do so. Sounds like it just recently rained, considering the fact that that's not the case. A few things, and I'm not like trying to utilize this to get views, but this is just something I've recently heard as of this last week, and that is Disney, well, not just Disney, but a lot of companies lately have been laying people off of work, which is not surprising because a lot of places are starting to create havoc amongst the employees that they hire on initially. And then from there, the businesses such as Disney don't realize, oh, we made a mistake in letting our employees go. If you're an employer and you're watching this, and you happen to be one that recently let go some of a good chunk of your employers, understand that this could be a potential downfall for your business. Reason why I say this is because, and I get it, money is also a thing, and having to make profit off of whatever like product you may be having is a huge thing for your company. The biggest thing that you ought to look into consider thinking about is what could you do as an employer. Now, I'm not saying the employers that I've interviewed from or got interviewed by are bad. It's more of the way they see the interviewee. I, as an individual, say this because I've had my fair share of interviews where I didn't get hired, and that was more on me. The best way I could explain the whole issue is work with the interviewee, because you may have that high chance of getting them onto the schedule or onto your into your work schedule and see what they could do to improve themselves. Sure, they're going to struggle. They will struggle to start with, but if you simply just sit down for a good 5-10 minutes or however long you feel is necessary, by all means, sit down with them, talk with them, And just use a bit of encouragement, because if you don't use encouragement towards your employees, there's going to be a good chance that they don't want to work or won't want to. I'm saying this out of experience from previous jobs, because I've had a fair share of my employment life. And for those that are watching that are employers and are questioning, what are you talking about? Start talking to your employer or your employers or employees. Sorry, I get the names mixed up. Talk with your employees. See where they sit with the whole issue, or see where they sit with the issue at hand. I'm bringing these particular ideas up because I've tried sitting down with previous managers, excluding my current one because he's been nothing but awesome. So I'm not going to give names because several reasons. One being the fact that I want to keep his identity safe under per his request. How did I not? I guess I won't lean against that. Anyways, but that's what my current opinion or thought is with the whole work flow of keeping employees. I will say, in addition to all this, don't be a scumbag. It ain't worth it. The best way to keep you happy as an employer is just, like I mentioned before, sit down with your employees one at a time, or as a group, whichever you choose to prefer, and just talk with them and see where they struggle or what they struggle with, and then talk with them and see where they could improve upon. Now, moving to any other topic other than work. But I will say it's okay if work does still pop into the conversation, because each person has a different viewpoint of certain things, which I've got nothing against, because I was actually talking with one of my friends who I happened to have lunch with today, and I was telling him that there was something that I was listening to this morning. Growing up religious, I attend a church by the name of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And yes, I respectively am proud to mention that. The one thing, and if you're of another faith and you happen to not appreciate my beliefs, I understand that. Just know I'm not trying to get any hard feelings. However, I will say, you do you. I'm not going to force you to come and try out our church and see what it's like, because that's not the kind of person I really want to be. It's more of the kind of person I choose to be, if I get to that point. There was a few things that I had heard this morning in a few talks that I thought that stood out to me, and that is, you have the ability to have courage no matter the kind of faith that you believe by. And yes, you're probably thinking, Why is he talking religious? I'm not entirely talking on a religious viewpoint. I'm just talking based off of what is true. If you're one to not want to be a part of the conversation, I will promise you, you don't have to stick around for the whole entire live stream and or video after this live stream ends. Now, I may or may not be doing a 30 to 45 minute worth of a live stream today, but I know for a fact that it's going to be within that time frame. It may be like shorter than that. Just know, if you guys have, like I've mentioned in previous live streams, if you have ideas for topics or you just want to put in the comments your thoughts, I promise you I won't be offended by it if you just simply put it out there as your understanding of your viewpoint. Again, if you watch this and you happen to want to see more content such as like just train videos, exploring videos. Now, one idea that I'm not inclined to do, but I am willing to do for content if you guys are interested. I'm also willing to do, I hate saying this, I could do, what's it called? It's been really popular. It's the app where it has the Randonautica or haunted videos. Mind you, I'm not inclined to the idea of it entirely because I'm not a huge fan of the idea of it, because the way I see it is it's more like in the mind than anything. And no, I am putting some stuff down, some chemicals down on the floor with what I need to do for work. Is it really that late in the afternoon, Dane? I will say right now, I do appreciate you guys is willing to just give the views, even if you don't have ideas. The thing that I ask at least is just show some interest at least. Let's see. I'm curious to know, did my friend text back? Because if he did, that would be great. He did not, which is fine. So one of the things that I'm going to encourage you guys do is go to another channel that I actually happen to own or run. I guess more really own than anything, because it's going to be a channel that I'm going to start utilizing for live streams more often. And then from there, that's going to be more of something that I'm going to be just touching on multi-topic platform, if that makes any sense, or account, because I'm very hesitant on like touching on so much on this channel. So I'll even link down in the description the YouTube channel, of which I have to re-image the account itself, because I don't use it all too often, and there's some things that I don't want on it that I am curious to know how the account got certain things on there. So, but I guarantee you, if you go support that channel, and I'm going to probably start using that account for more videos, live streams, stuff like that. I'll still use this account just for more of shorts than anything. You guys seem to actually enjoy me doing shorts on this account more than anything. I'll even link some of the shorts down in the description on ones that you all have commented on that I thought was pretty clever. Mostly because it's just based around like a turkey that my oldest brother has. Though a lot of you may end up disagreeing with me. That's totally fine. I just want you guys to know I'm not a huge fan of having a turkey for a pet. Part of the reason why is because, other than the fact that they provide a Thanksgiving meal, I don't see any other reason why we should treat them like they're a pet. Plus, turkeys are freaking vicious and mean, and I don't appreciate that. So, a few stories to go on that I'd like to tell that involve myself and a few of my friends, namely one in specific. I'm not gonna give out his name just yet because I don't want to like have him get mad at me for it. But, and I may have told this story once before in a past live stream, but if I told this story once before, I do apologize if you heard it again, if you're listening to it again. But my friend who currently lives, let's say, elsewhere, he's more of an additional autistic weirdo. I put it this way because I've had a lot of people in the past, namely that are people that I've had tell me in person, not to say stuff like this about myself, but in all fairness, people that say or tell me not to say stuff like this just don't seem to understand where or what I'm getting at, and that is, I usually deem myself an autistic idiot in a good sense that I'm using the useful idiot term, or as one YouTuber by the name of Gothix. Yes, Gothix, if you're watching this, I appreciate your use of the term useful idiots. I actually really like that term because it defines that group as useful in a very large degree. And I say in a large degree because my brain's not like trying to discredit that right now, and I'm not trying to like discredit you. It's what came to mind first initially. So if you want to correct me, Gothix, you can. And yes, I know I'm not on camera. I get it. I'm not camera shy. It's just doing the live streams more of just as a talking black screen. I get it. I wish I could do animations with my account. Unfortunately, I don't have the software to do it with yet. But I will say right now, I hope to get that soon, just with the understanding that I've got to save the money for it. Now, for those that I do name specific, please know I'm not doing it to like get myself into trouble or get you into trouble. It's just there are things that I think are pretty useful for ideas alongside with terms or just ideas in general for feeling's sake. And yeah. As of now, I am going to hop off. I do got a thing that I need to attend. That's going to be a few hours. I may or may not be on again later on this evening. It just all depends on what family needs. So, hope to see you on the next live stream if you're interested in just utilizing my live streams as a way of having to listen to something. I guarantee I can't promise that I'll be continually talking throughout each live stream. But like I said, I'll put down in the description here in the next little while, say when I get off of work, I'll make sure to put my other channel in the description. So until then, I'll see you guys later.